This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
The following program is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, it doesn't matter who the host is.
Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of the Rated R Safety Show. Today is Friday, January the 31st of 2020. And just in case you weren't sure, this is episode 69 of the Rated R Safety Show. Well, I hope you've had a great and fantastic week so far, because you know that this thing is coming to an end because it's Friday, and that's fantastic. On when those things happen. Anywho, sorry that, we're kind of late into the week with this bad boy. So today I thought it was kind of interesting the more that I looked around, people, and took a look at the different things going on inside of our safety stratosphere. Oh, I'm seeing social media blow up with safety professionals all over the place coming into the space, talking about the great things that they're out there doing. It's quite fantastic to see so many safety professionals blowing it out of the water, having so many followers, and taking a look down the systems of the things that they're doing and how they are sharing it with us, the general public. Very interesting to see. Also, I have noticed quite a bit that with some of the social media posts that are going out there, people are not checking what they're posting. So as people are posting on social media, they're not taking a look at what word sequence they're posting, sometimes where some of the pictures are taken. And I'll tell you, there's some popular people out there currently that they have some stuff on social media that I'm pretty sure they haven't caught, especially based on some of the wording that's out there. And boy, when I read it, I was kind of in shock, especially because they're supposed to be social media safety gurus and really didn't catch what was going on. I kind of chuckled. I point that out to you, my friends of the Rated R Safety Show, where you can go out there and look at social media and enjoy it and take a look at what I'm talking about. I have decided to take the high road and not name the person out by name because it's so much easier just to go about this way. Will I say that's a safety rant? I don't know. But anywho, let me get off my soapbox for a moment. And let's get you started with the news.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
It's time for you to listen to Safety FM and enjoy some of the best safety hosts on the planet. The Jay Allen Show with Jay Allen, the Pre-Accident Investigation with Dr. Todd Conklin, the Essential Leadership Cycle with Rob Fisher, the Safety Pro with Blaine J. Hoffman, the Safety Consultant Podcast with Sheldon Primus, the Accidental Safety Pro with Jill James, Insight into Your Safety Culture with Dr. Tim Ludwig, Crucial Talks with Mike Sidia, the Hot Nerd with Sam Goodman, and the Rated R Safety Show, all on Safety FM.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
So taking it from the top, ladies and gentlemen, the coronavirus outbreak is officially a global health emergency designated by the World Health Organization. Across the world, there are more than, are you ready for this? 8,200 confined cases, and the first human-to-human transmission has been recorded here in the United States.
Duh.
As you can see, it's an epidemic all over the place. Also, some other news that is coming out is that a lot of the airlines have not canceled trips to China, and some pilots are suing the airline because of it. So, thought that was a pretty interesting twist as I was looking this morning at some different things. I have to tell you, there's a lot of fear out there related to this. So that's why I bring it up. On the heels of Apple's big earning report, Amazon says that it banked $87.4 billion with a B dollars in the fourth quarter of last year. That's 21% increase year over year. It profited off the sales about $3.9 billion. In after-hours trading, Amazon stock surged 12% to $2,100 a share, bringing the market capitalization over $1 trillion and adding $13.2 billion to Jeff Bezos' personal fortune over the span of about 15 minutes. Wow, what a problem. He owns about 12% of the company. Well, holy guacamole, my friends. I hope you're playing that stock game out there, because we do talk about some things that you need to start planning for. I know we cover that in the station here. Very important information. Anyways, let's continue. Virginia mail carrier Jason De La Cruz has had a tough time completing his route for the USPS. So he rented a $49 a month storage unit and dumped whatever he couldn't finish delivering. Wow, isn't that nice? All told, collected about 5,000 pieces. He tells investigators he meant to eventually get caught up, but just couldn't find the time to do so. The charge of delaying the delivery of mail could lead to, are you ready for this? 5 years in prison. 5 years. Because, hey, I'm too freaking lazy to finish it. And if you couldn't finish it, at least admit that you have a problem, because now you're going to go to jail, possibly, for 5 years because you didn't deliver the mail.
Duh.
So many things. Just don't get it. Anyways, let's continue. This was a pretty interesting one that I saw earlier today. Delta Airlines is revamping the uniforms for flight attendants and gate agents. A recent lawsuit, including 500 Delta employees, alleges that the uniform, which they have started using in May of 2018, have caused vocal cord dysfunction, breathing difficulties, skin blisters and rashes, blurred vision, nosebleeds, ringing of ears, migraine headaches, and fatigue. This is according to CNN. Delta said in an internal test concluded on the garments, which are manufactured by Land's End, are safe. But the lawsuit says that the amount of chemicals exceed the industry's best practices. The changeover will take place sometime, or better saying, a temporary relief program with new garments will start in May. And the brand new system will be in place late 2021, according to the airline. So you're telling me that I am presenting you with this uniform debacle, and you're telling me I still have to wear this shit till May? How's that fair? What if I continue to get sick? Or do you don't believe that they are getting sick? Where's the union in this mess? That's what I'm talking about. And has this had any impact on the passengers from them being so close to these chemically induced uniforms? It's a real thing, people. Come on, man. Elon Musk says that Tesla is cracking the technology for an electric car model with 400 miles of range. No exact date for the release has been announced, but Musk told at a conference call that it won't be long. The current Tesla Model S has about 373 miles of range. So I personally do not drive a Tesla Model S. I don't really even drive a Tesla, let's be real here. But it's interesting on how they're pushing it further and further and further. Cybertruck has me extremely interested. That Roadster has me interested too in regards of some of the range that they're saying that the thing can do. Is that something you're going to jump on? I mean, it seems like this seems to be a thing that's changing out there. Or are you still kind of into that fossil fuel vehicle and think that that's going to be the best source for the time being? So let's continue. Mark Zuckerberg lost about $4 billion of value as Facebook shares took a beating, but he's still the fifth richest guy in the world, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Facebook stock was down after posting a slump in quarterly sales growth. Meanwhile, the book, or Facebook, will pay about $550 million to settle a class action lawsuit in Illinois. The suit was filed in 2015 and alleged that Facebook's facial recognition software violated the state's privacy laws. Members of the class can expect, are you ready for this? So $550 million. So the people that were involved in this lawsuit are going to get, you ready? You ready? You ready? $200 each. That's it. $200. Yeah, 200.00. You heard me absolutely correctly that I said $200. That is what they're getting for filing a lawsuit for facial recognition software. Congratulations, Skippy. Here's an interesting one. A tunnel spanning more than 3,000 feet under the U.S.-Mexico border has been discovered by the American Border Patrol. The agency says that it originates under a warehouse in Tijuana and has been used to smuggle drugs into the country. They say that it is the longest kind ever discovered. I think where there's a will, there's a way. And this is what they have done to be able to get drugs into the country based on the information that's there. And I take a look at it and I go, okay, so there has to be something connecting on both sides. So how did that work? How do those things come about? American life expectancy has increased in 2018 after a 4-year decline. Why did it take so long to get this report? Aren't we like 2 years outside of that? Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue real quick. It coincides with the first decline of drug deaths in 28 years. This is according to the New York Times report. While it's encouraging, experts say that the month-long increase doesn't mean the country has fully turned a corner. I don't know. Some people like the idea of living longer, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's kind of interesting. So life expectancy is longer now. Cool. But it doesn't say how long. What do you know? Do you know what's going on with this report? I would love to hear. Mattel is diversifying its Barbie doll line. Are you ready for this? With the introduction of dolls with a prosthetic leg and a bald head. I think this is something that should have been done a long time ago. The Washington Post reports that reps for Mattel say that they want to represent all forms of beauty. Well, why did it take this long? Why do we have to be in 2020 before we see this? And just because you have the news story doesn't mean it's going to be making the shelves unless it's already there. I'm not a big doll guy, so maybe it's there already. I don't know. But I find it interesting that it takes this long to get the information for this doll to come out or even talk about it. Did you hear about this one? This was interesting. PlayStation Vue is no more. Sony's cable streaming service never took off, and it struggled to compete in a crowded marketplace. They say that they want to focus on their gaming products. So, you know, this streaming technology is all over the place. Some of us as safety professionals use it because we're out on the road so frequently that when we're shacked up or locked up inside of a hotel room, this is our default go-to.
Duh.
So if you had the PlayStation Vue, now it's done. Now, I'll tell you, I've used several of those streaming services. I'm not in love with really much of any of them. Some of them are super expensive. Some of them don't give you enough stuff. So PlayStation said, screw it. I can't make it anymore. We're just going to focus on games. Okay. Well, thank you, PlayStation. I mean, everybody wants to be in this marketplace. I think you kind of should just stick with what you're good at. I mean, I think DirecTV or AT&T Now or whatever the hell they're calling their app now has one too. And that crap's like $70 a month. And I think when it came out, it was $35. So that's jumped around a little bit. Not picking on AT&T here or DirecTV, but I mean, the whole cord cutter thing was a big deal about lowering your prices, getting what you want, blah, 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 blah. We're back to cable rates that you can pay for when you're at your house for this cord cutting efficiency. I don't get it. I really don't. I look at these things and I know that, sometimes I go off on these tangents as I'm reading these stories. But I look at it and I go, it's important. It's important, this information. I am average Joe consumer, and I go out there and use products. I'm out on the road quite a bit. And I get to use a product like this because I want to be able to watch something when I'm about to hop in the bed after a long days of work. And now I'm paying X amount of dollars to be able to do this. So, rest in peace, PlayStation Vue. Anyways, let's continue going into the lottery. No winner for Tuesday's night Mega Million drawing. Tonight's drawing will be for $155 million jackpot or $108.3 million cash payout. Now, listen to this. Take a listen. We're going to share it. There was one Powerball winner from Florida for Wednesday's night Powerball drawing. Oh, yeah. I want to say it was like $369 million or some craziness like that, because somebody actually had forwarded it to me. Let me see if I can actually find that message that I was forwarded. Oh, yes. It was $396,900,000. It was one ticket sold in Florida, so we did have a Florida winner. And no, just to make sure that we're clear, that winner was not me.
Duh.
And I'm okay with that. Anyway, Saturday's night drawing will be for $40 million jackpot. All right, let's try that again. It will be for $40 million jackpot or $27.9 million cash payout. I'd be fine with either one. Anyways, I'm just going to mention her for the sake of mentioning it. Margot Robbie was excited to bring her new character Harley Quinn to life in Birds of Prey because she thinks the film brings more female characters to the spotlight. While the actress was busy filming 2 other projects at the time, she tells People that she wanted to make this movie a priority to get fans excited about female DC characters. Film is scheduled to hit the theaters on February 7th. Just wanted to share some news about Margot Robbie. I kind of felt it might be a little bit important. Anyways, let's talk about it, because you know it's going to happen at some point. With this being, matter of fact, hold on real quick. With this being Super Bowl weekend, let me tell you this real quick. List for the day. NFL teams ranked by Super Bowl appearances in the NFL history as of 2020. This is according to the NFL.com. The Patriots have been to the Super Bowl 11 times. Steelers, Cowboys, and Broncos 8 times. 49ers, 7. Redskins, Packers, Dolphins, Giants, and Raiders 5 times. Bills, Vikings, Colts, and Rams 4 times. Eagles, Chiefs, Seahawks 3 times. Panthers, Falcons, Ravens, Bengals, and Bears 2 times. Saints, Cardinals, Titans, Buccaneers, and Chargers and Jets 1 time. And then here we go. The part that you're probably not going to want to hear. The Browns, Texans, Jaguars, Lions have never, ever, ever, ever been to the Super Bowl. Well, at least not on the field of play. Maybe they bought tickets. I don't know. Let's talk about the days of the week, or not the days of the week, the days of the year that you can celebrate for today in this late afternoon version of the Rated R Safety Show. Appreciate your Social Security check day. Wouldn't that be something you normally would do at the beginning of the month? I don't know. Today's the last day of the month. Backwards Day. Brandy Alexander Day. Eat Brussels Sprouts Day. Not celebrating that one. Hug an Economist Day. I can do that. Earned Income Tax Credit Awareness Day. Hell is Freezing Over Day. I guess we can do a lot of crazy stuff here today. National Bigwig Day. Inspire Your Heart with the Art Day. National Fun at Work Day. I have fun at work every day. National Hot Chocolate Day, National Preschool Health and Fitness Day. And then out of the blue here, Scotch Tape Day. That's definitely an interesting one. Very, 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 very interesting one. And just for those people who are out there that take a listen to different things that are going out there inside of the world, I wanted to share this with you today. Today is January the 31st. We've already made reference to that. But today, Justin Timberlake turns 39. Not a safety thing? Something to think about? Someone like Nolan Ryan today turned 73. Craziness, huh? Craziness. Anyways, you have been listening to the Rated R Safety Show. I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it. Bye.
Duh.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.